Test for bromides. Bromide can be tested like this. Number one, with sulfuric acid. If you add concentrated sulfuric acid to a bromide salt, you get bromine gas, bromine reddish brown fumes. Then you have this bromide when treated with silver nitrate. You get AgBr. This is pale yellow, slightly soluble in ammonia. Number 3, bromide plus lead acetate. You get a white precipitate of plumbous bromide. Then you have layer test. Let's look at what is layers test. To bromide, we add sulfuric acid, and in presence of CCl4 solvent, bromide becomes bromine and it will immediately dissolve in the CCl4 solvent, and you get a reddish brown colored layer. There are two layers. This is CCl4. Here you have bromide salt. When you add sulfuric acid, bromide in this layer, aqueous layer, will become bromine, and this bromine will dissolve in CCl4, and the layer CCl4 layer develops reddish brown color. So this is layer test for bromide. So these are few important tests for bromide. Bromide is oxidized to bromine with concentrated sulfuric acid. Bromide gives a pale yellow precipitate of AgBr with silver nitrate. Bromide gives white precipitate of plumbous bromide with lead acetate, and this is layers test. Layer test consists of treating bromide with sulfuric acid in presence of a solvent like chloroform or CCl4. Whatever bromide becomes bromine, bromine will dissolve in CCl4, and the layer of CCl4 develops the color of bromine. Layer test. Bromide salt is treated with chlorine water in presence of some organic solvent like CCl4. Then bromide becomes bromine. This bromine which is formed will dissolve in CCl4, and the layer of CCl4 develops the color of bromine. So it is done like this. We have a test tube. Here you have aqueous layer consisting of bromide salt. This is CCl4 layer. If you add chlorine water, whatever bromide is present here will be oxidized to bromine, and it will dissolve in CCl4, and the CCl4 layer develops the color of bromine, reddish brown color. So this is called as layers test. It is applicable for bromides as well as iodide. Oxidizing agent used is chlorine water. It oxidizes bromide to bromine, iodide to iodine. This is layers test. There are 4 important tests for bromide we have discussed. Number 1 is with sulfuric acid, it gives bromine, which is a reddish brown colored fumes. With silver nitrate, you get a pale yellow precipitate of AgBr. With lead acetate, you get a white precipitate of plumbous bromide. And the layer test consists of treating bromide salt in aqueous layer with chlorine water in presence of some organic solvent like chloroform or CCl4. Whatever bromine is formed in the reaction will dissolve in the organic layer and imparts color to the organic layer. In case of bromide, the color imparted is due to bromine, which is reddish brown.